Here's the sound that every DJI drone owner knows means you're about to go on this spectrum of either having a good time or really, really hard skipping a beat, bad time. That's the noise. Before you begin, the FAA now wants you to register your drone for $5. You simply go to faadronezone.faa.gov to register what device you're going to be flying. We had the Spark, we canceled that out. Now we're using the MAVIC Air, really easy for $5 to switch that over. Then you're going to use the DJI Go 4 app to fly, and you'll need air map, UAV, forecast, or hover. You don't need all of them, but I'd like to have more than one to make sure that I'm always nice and legal before sending the drone up into the air. And then relax and wonder, what the world does DJI even mean? DJI Innovations. Da as in big, Jiang as in boundary. I'm butchering all of that. It comes from a Chinese phrase that means great ambitions have no boundaries. Coming from the DJI Spark to the DJI MAVIC Air, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. I'll tell anybody, if you don't really expect to get much of a ROI, return on investment with these drones, I'm not super sure I would recommend dropping a ton of cash. For $549, you get the Spark with a controller. You, of course, have the option to use hand gestures. That option to use hand gestures is more than a gimmick, making you feel like a total Jedi. It will track you, more of that in a second, and by waving your hands further apart, the drone will back up and bring your hands in to bring the drone even closer to you. It can be very, very convenient and make people look at you like you have a pet drone that you are running around with. Simple hand gestures to start the video from recording and to record, obviously, and the tracking feature is great when you contrast with the background, and you can be picked out easily. It has a little bit of trouble when trying to decipher with a lot of objects like these trees, kind of like at the end of Terminator when they flipped all the switches. And it's also a selfie drone. By giving the P signal, you really do that. You can take photos of yourself or take some stylish bridal photos to change things up. The MAVIC Air does start at $799, but it does come with the controller, a great value. And the MAVIC Air Fly More option is $999, and it comes with 2 more batteries and a nifty battery charging hub that you can use to charge all your batteries at one time. Coming from the DJI Spark, we all said it would be great for Spark fold up. MAVIC Air does fold up. Very, very convenient. One of the biggest upgrades coming from the DJI Spark to the DJI MAVIC Air is going to be the frame rate options from 24p, 30, all the way up to 120p, and the 4K shooting, which is going to give us, right off the bat, give you way better dynamic range. The Air does not have a log picture profile. It does have a flat enough profile to make it way easier to color grade. With the DJI Spark, you had that baked in, sort of saturated image, and you had a tough time matching it up with any other cameras that you were using to make it all look like one cohesive project shot in the same universe. Way better, totally easier connectivity to the DJI 4 Go app. It's been simplified to the point of going, oh, it's already connected, we're ready to fly? We are using an iPhone 6 Plus, probably a better device used for controlling a DJI drone versus actually being used to make phone calls and get through life with its humongous size. The days of having a drone be really hard to transport are kind of over when these smaller drones were introduced to market. We're gonna go visit LSA Switching. Let's pack up, and so I can try to show him a thing or two about flying. All right, all you gotta do is, it says ready to go, you're just going to hit this up arrow at the very top. That beep just means it's close to something. You always have to give yourself a little bit of distance to stop.
Yeah, it doesn't stop on a dime, right?
It does not stop on a dime. Now the Spark we were using was not as agile as that one. So it was a little bit more beginner friendly in my opinion.
Another opinion of mine, if you're familiar with third-person video games where you move the character with one stick and move the camera with another one, Mode 3 feels very reminiscent of that. And we're all familiar with these standard shots of shooting straight out when you have the drone. Try this, for example, putting it on the ground. Seriously, come down to earth with a drone or hold it by hand. I know you've got a device to fly, but you want to hold it, but check out how smooth these shots are with the gimbal when you hold it by hand and just get closer to subjects. There's so many ways to use it. Start thinking about different ways to fly your drone around or walk around holding the drone. Start low and rise into a more revealing shot. These things seem to be the word more cinematic. That word's got a lot of meanings, but this definitely applies to more cinematics. And it just kind of changes the way that you think overall. And the top-down shots are one of my personal favorites. So keep these things in mind when you take your drone up or hold on to it on the ground.
Oh, what a perfect landing. Boom. I just practice that 800 more times, you'll be good. That is all about this drone video. Coming from the DJI Spark to the DJI MAVIC Air, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed, really. 1080p on the Spark is incredible. 4K with the option to color grade is amazing and much wanted by me with the MAVIC Air. Either way you go, I think you're gonna be pretty pleased with your DJI drone. And they're just kind of the hot company with drones right now. They're ahead of everybody else, and doesn't look like that's gonna change anytime soon. I believe in the obstacle avoidance so much, I'm willing to drop this drone right into my face.